My dear friend, Nashville Cat, is live with me right now, brought to you by our friends down at Be Kind Coffee. Nashville Cat, good morning.
Good morning, Zach.
How are you, dear? It's been a while.
I know. I'm doing great, and my dog here is wondering why we're not going OUT, because we're sitting in front of an open, like a sliding glass door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to spell now in front of her.
Well, sure you do. Hey, over the years, we were trying a while back. I was sitting with Jim's wife here on the show last Friday, and we were reminiscing about when you started, and we never could come up with a date, but it had to have been at least 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be.
It's probably close. Yeah, it's probably close to that, but gosh, it doesn't seem like it, does it, in some way?
No, it really doesn't. We had a lot of good times. And your pets, your dogs have been brought up many a time on the air.
Yeah, and many a time I lost a dog and couldn't talk about it, couldn't act like I did. That was I was an actress for a minute at that point, but that's hard to lose a family member.
So Nashville Cat has been on the show, and when we came over here and started doing the TV show, we brought her over, so she's been on since January. And if you've never listened to a Nashville Cat, she talks about what's going on in country music news in Nashville, some gossip and things like that. But one of her, I think, from listening to you and paying attention, I do actually pay attention. One of your favorite things, yes, is cooking. I know you love to cook. You've had a cookbook, right?
I wrote a cookbook called The Happy Husband Cookbook, and I love to try new recipes. I'm always got something new going.
What is the newest? What's one that you've tried recently? You go, hey, that's pretty good.
You know what? It's the ginger snap cookie, because it was kind of like a childhood thing, but I wanted to make it healthier, and so that's my latest.
Wow. What do you think is one of the, when you started with Zack and Jim many years ago, over the years, what's one of the things you can remember most? I can remember talking about your dogs and talking about cooking. Mm-hmm. What do you remember from all these years?
What people don't know is how juvenile we were before we went on the air. Well, I would say you guys were, and I just played along. You were the best at being silly and, right out of sixth grade, and it made my morning so fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, it still happens.
It still does. I know, and that's what makes it real. And too bad none of that stuff went to air, but it always entertained me.
Hey, thinking back, before we talk about the new venture, thinking back what were you doing in life when you said, hey, you know what? I think calling radio stations and doing a country music update would be fun. When did you think back? When was that, and what made you think about that?
Well, I was a producer on a show in Seattle. He was a legendary country jock named Ichabod Kane.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I got my start with him, and then our radio station got sold, and we were all out of a job. That's what happens in radio. And Leah, who does the evening show, you've heard of Leah.
Yep.
She was looking for a Nashville reporter, and he suggested me because she had a gal she didn't like. And I started doing that, but I had to be home every day at 4 o'clock to record her show, and I couldn't go to movies. And so I just thought, why can't I do this myself? So I just, on my own, started calling radio stations with, Leah, some test shows with her, and that's how it all got started. I don't even know what made me reach out to you guys. I can't remember.
I don't either.
You were just in a list of Texas stations I called, I guess. Yeah,
and didn't you at one time do other reports besides country? Didn't you do like a movie or something, entertainment?
No, it was always country, or my life was usually more interesting than the country news I found. So it was a combination of that.
We just talked about that the other day, and I've said this for years. I thought the most interesting and funniest things was just when Jim and I would talk about things that happened to us. You couldn't make them up. They were so goofy.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have to notice them. Kind of like that Seinfeld deal. You have to notice those nothing things that are funny, and people then they relate. They're like, "Oh, that happened to me," you know, the other day.
Exactly. All right. So we're going to miss you. You know that, and we love you so much. But we're excited too about your new venture. Tell me all about it.
Well, this is something we've worked on for years. It's a true life, real story that happened back in the day, and it has to do with basketball, hope. There's just so many facets to this movie, and if you hear of anything called maybe A Miracle Landing, we don't know yet the title.
Okay.
But we found the story when we were living in a small town, and that town was known for this story, and it just went from there. And it's got such great elements of stuff that things happened in this movie, in this life story that Hollywood tries to write, but they actually happened. So we are now in the process of, we just need a couple more investors, but we're well on our way. But we just figured that I had to spend my time focused on that because it's just too good of a story to hide any longer.
So y'all are writing? I mean, you're doing everything?
Well, no. My husband wrote a screenplay, and then they, of course, tweaked it like 1,000 times because that's how that works.
Sure.
But we're trying to find the people that can help finance it, and I'm sure he'll be in it because he's an actor. I'll be on set probably, but I don't want to be in it. But yeah, we've got some great people on board, but we just need a couple more.
Well, I tell you, I'm excited. I kind of read through what you had sent out about it, and it looks super good. I like movies like that. And we were just talking, I was giving an update. That's what we did over the weekend. We went and saw the final chapter of Mission Impossible at the theater. And then we binge watched because Andrea has not seen Lonesome Dove or Return to Lonesome Dove. And we binge watched that whole series over the weekend.
Fun.
So we love movies. So I'm so excited. Yeah. Any kind of a time frame? I know it won't happen quick.
We don't know. We've already been working on it a couple of years. But my favorite genre has always been the real-life sport movies, like Remember the Titans, all those. And this is that, but it's just such a great story. And yeah, we don't know. We found a really good producer who makes incredible films, and now we just got to get the rest of it working. Just a few years ago, my high school friend Ricky Hill was a great baseball player, and there's a great movie out about him that you can watch. And like you said, it's the true life sports, the guy that had nothing, or, everybody thought, oh, yeah, right, this guy ain't going to make it, and they end up making it. That's the great movies. Yeah, they're feel good, but they're gutsy. They're gritty. This is a thriller in some respects. So it's not some little wimpy movie. It's just got a great story, and you're gonna just feel hopeful after you see it.
I love it. Well, Nashville Cat, love you and wish you the very best, and want to just say thank you for all the years and our great times together.
Yeah, and also laughter. You guys always made me laugh, and I'll never forget you.
And I know you have a ton. If I heard this once, I heard it 1,000 times from our listeners when we were on the radio. It was, please tell Nashville Cat to be on time, which actually you had no control. It was me and Jim.
True.
Make sure she was on time because I'm sitting in the parking lot at work, and I got to hear her before I go into work.
Yeah, well, that's on you because I'm usually on time. But, yeah, I think the only negative would be you never know what I'm going to say. And I don't either. So
that's right.
You know what that's like. And
we didn't want to know. We didn't want to know, and we didn't discuss anything ahead of time. That's the best thing of it all. Well, Kat, I know you got a lot of fans and a lot of friends in this area, and we want to wish you and your husband the very best. And maybe somewhere down the line we'll check in with you and get an update.
That'd be great. Yeah, I love you guys. Really, right. You've been such a blessing to me.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time to call, Nashville Cat.
See ya.
Bye-bye.